How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Three Floyds Brewery's Alpha Claus, a Christmas release American porter. So today's beer review should hopefully be quite a treat. This is Alpha Claus, and it is a Christmas porter. The beer comes in, I believe it was at 6% alcohol by volume, which is decent. Your standard domestic brews are going to get you like 4 to 4.5%. So it's a little bit higher than a domestic beer, but not so much that I would call it like a massive, monstrous, huge brew. The commercial description on this says, Alpha Claus is Alpha King's festive cousin, a big American Christmas porter brewed with English chocolate malt, Mexican sugar, and of course, tons of strange American hops. Cheers. So, that could be interesting. Not much more information on the bottle than that. It is quite a festive sort of cover on there. I'm going to be drinking this out of a snifter glass. This is a Duvel glass. So I don't really have much else to say about it. Let's get the cap off of here and see if it's good. It's got pretty high marks on Beer Advocate. I believe they rated it at a 92 out of all, which is considered outstanding, so we'll see. Alright, the color, straight out, very dark brown, almost black straight out of the bottle. I'm going to pour this pretty aggressively now. Decent head potential, formed about a finger, maybe a finger and a half of very dark tan head. I would actually call that almost light brown. Holding this one in a light yields no results because it is pitch black. So, looks really good. Let's give it a smell. A lot more hops in that than I'm used to with a porter. I'm not to say it's bad though, it's definitely unique. Lots of hops. Lots of chocolatey malt as well. It almost smells like a very chocolatey black IPA, which is strange. It's good though. Yeah, it's almost like a semi-sweet kind of chocolate going on in there. Maybe even like some like fresh roasted coffee beans. But there's definitely a substantial amount of hops, more so than I'm normally used to in a porter. So let's see how it tastes. Really good. It almost has a nuttiness to it. Up front, there's a sharp bite of carbonation, which I'm not too terribly keen on. That kind of fades into a hoppy and malty, chocolatey. It all kind of runs together. There's not really much development with this beer, for me at least. It's really just an upfront initial bite of carbonation, and then it kind of fades into this chocolatey, nutty, hoppy, malty sort of combination. It's unique. I don't think I've ever tasted a beer quite like this before. It's kind of growing on me though. The more I sip it, it almost has like a very fresh peanut taste to it. And by that I definitely mean like, boiled peanuts straight out of the shell, not salted, not sweetened, not peanut butter. Just like a very savory, fresh kind of nuttiness to it. And that blends with the chocolate and the coffee. As far as my rating goes for this, I would say this actually would get probably like probably about 95 in the style. Overall, I would give it an 89 to a 90, maybe an A minus or a B plus. It's very good. Ways I would improve it are make it just not quite so hoppy. I'm I mean, I'm not to say I don't like the taste of hops, but it's not really a taste that I seek a heavy amount of in a porter. For me, porters drink kind of similar to stouts, more like a light stout in a way, and the hops do kind of mingle with the peanut nuttiness in this beer, so it works out. But I think this beer could have been a little better if they had just backed off on the hops just a little bit and done more in the way of maybe sweetening it just a hair. There's not very much sweetness to be found in this beer. It's definitely a very savory brew, but it's good. I can see how it's a Christmas beer. It kind of has that flair to it. Anyway, that has been my review of 3 Floyd's Alpha Claws. You can get your hands on it, give it a shot. It's pretty unique tasting. And as always, hope you guys enjoy the beer review.